today's program is very special for us because we're welcoming today again back of winners and laureates of the Sound Espressivo 2020. This is a competition which was created by a community of musicians, music educators, music managers with the purpose to make a difference for young musicians, for teachers, parents of music students. We want to empower musicians with new tools, enrich everyone with new thinking, expand horizons of what's possible, what can work, and what can be a source of joy and success for the modern performing artist. And there's another very special aspect of today's program. As you probably all saw from the introduction, this is an all-girls program today. And I'm so happy to welcome phenomenal girls from Sound Espressivo 2020 on stage. Let's welcome Mira Narodytska, pianist. Welcome, Maria. Great to see you. Tell us, please, where you're coming from today.
Same, great to see you again. I'm coming originally from Ukraine, but now I stay in Germany.
So currently you're in Germany because I know you travel a lot.
Yes, I'm based in Germany. I live in Germany.
Okay, great to see you. Let's welcome on stage Mira Kardan, an amazing cellist. Hello, Mira. Welcome back. So good to see you.
It's nice to see you too.
And you're coming from?
I'm coming from Los Angeles.
So currently are in Los Angeles.
Yes.
Let's figure out what's the time difference between Mira and Maria. Anyone can do mental math that quickly?
5 hours. I've already calculated it.
5 hours? I believe it's more. I think we have 6 hours between Washington, D.C., where I am, and we have 3 more hours to the west with Mira.
Yeah, probably, probably right.
You know, musicians, we can count beats, we can count chordal progressions, but we're not that good with time zones. Let's welcome to the show Jade Chan, a fabulous pianist. Hello, Jade. So good to see you again. And you're joining us from? So you're in Hong Kong. Wow. I'm not even going to attempt to talk about time zones and difference. And we have one more young flutist who will be joining us a little bit later, just in a few minutes. She's preparing her performance. And let's start. Let me ask you, first of all, was it a good year for you all?
Yeah, definitely.
It was. I'm so happy to hear that because it was a challenging year for everyone. So that means you made the best out of the most difficult and challenging situation we're all in. And I'm dying to hear all of your news. We're going to start with, let's see. Who do we want to start with? Let's start with Jade. Jade prepared to perform today live from Hong Kong. Let's give Jade a stage, and we're really looking forward to your performance. That was such a beautiful performance, Jade. Thank you so much. And while Jade is getting her breath back, before I ask her a few questions, let me just say a few words about her previous accomplishments. She started piano when she was 3 years old. I didn't start until I was 7.5. Just FYI. At age 5, she was admitted to the junior program of the Hong Kong Academy of Performing Arts, majoring in piano under the tutelage of Dr. Amy Shih. Since then, at the age 7, Jade gained a distinction into the piano grade 8 examination. Let it sink for a second. She was 7 and she was able to gain distinction performing pieces required for grade 8 examination. That's mind-blowing, Jade. And at the age of 9, you were achieved distinction in the Trinity ATCL piano examination. I don't know how you do that, but I do want to ask you how you do that. Jade, tell us a little bit of what happened in your life, in your music, since last year. We haven't seen you a whole year. You changed. You're older now.
Yes. At Hong Kong, we still need 21 days of quarantine after we return from other countries, so I can't go overseas for competitions or music festivals. I stayed at Hong Kong most of the time to learn new songs and attend future master classes and competitions held by other countries.
Okay, well, that's great. So you're able to connect with musicians all over the world, even though you're still at your home in the quarantine, pretty much, right?
Yes.
How did it feel to you to, I understand it's not fun to be, not able to travel, but how did it feel to you that you were able to connect with people that way?
I felt happy because I haven't connected to people for an year. The year before that.
Yeah, before the lockdowns. And you mentioned you learned new pieces. What did you learn?
I learned Chopin Nocturne and also a waltz composed by, I don't know how to pronounce his name.
That's okay. What's the other piece? Well, you just performed the Mozart Sonata. That's a new piece you worked on, right?
Yes, that's Mozart Sonata,
Mm-hmm.
K576.
Perfect. So how do you go to school? Do you also go virtually?
No, I go back to school, but I go only for half a day, not full day. That means I'll go only till 1 o'clock.
Oh, okay. So it's half day at school and then you do the rest of your assignments at home.
Yes.
How much do you practice to play like that?
I practice after I return from school tonight. Around 10 to 10 and a half, maybe. Yeah.
Wow, you don't even count the hours you spend at the piano?
No.
You're amazing and you're so musical. When I was your age, I remember watching the clock. Okay, I have 30 minutes. I have to practice this Mozart Sonata. And okay, I'm going to do 25 instead because I really don't want to do the full 30 minutes. And you just immerse yourself in the practicing. What's the best part of practicing new pieces for you?
I can learn new techniques and how to improve myself from learning from other pieces.
Okay, and what competitions did you attend virtually since last year?
This competition.
Okay, but you said there were some more competitions, right? It's all right. So you did a few.
Yeah.
Did you have to record yourself for those competitions?
I think,
Make recordings?
no, I think the first round was recorded and then we can go virtual after the first round of recording.
Okay. So what is the plan? What are you planning to do in the next 2-3 months?
Learn more new songs and attend the music festivals held at here.
In Hong Kong.
Yes.
So they're opening. Now you're able to attend in person soon?
Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. Jade, please stay with us. because we will have all the girls a little bit later together. I have some questions I want to ask everyone and get feedback from you. Okay? Thank you for your beautiful playing. This was a live performance directly from Hong Kong by Jade Chan, and we're very grateful that she got up so early in the morning. It's a very early hour for Hong Kong right now, and thank you for preparing this beautiful piece for us. Our next person that we would like to ask questions about plans and what happened and what's going on is Mira Kardan, a fabulous cellist who wooed everyone last year, and now you're a year older. So much time had passed. Mira, please tell us what is going on with your life.
Well, right now I'm attending the Colburn Music Academy, which is like a pre-conservatory for high school students. So I take a bunch of music classes like music theory, oral skills, like listening and hearing. And then I also take music history. I have chamber music, string orchestra. So I have a very music-filled life.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like a full week of classes and courses. And are you able to attend all of these in person now?
About half of the classes are in person, but some are still through Zoom. But hopefully we'll get in person this year.
Wonderful. Well, let's hear a bit of your performance from your laureate recital. You were a laureate of the Sound Espressivo 2020, and then you performed a full, beautiful recital 2-3 months after that. We would like to hear a little déjà vu. There was no sound. Let's see if we can bring both the picture and the sound. It looked like you were playing really well, but I couldn't hear anything. Tell me. Oh, we're here. That was so sweet to hear it again, that performance. Are you proud of it?
Yeah, I think it was my first like full recital, so it was a very good experience. Yeah.
Tell me, what was different about performing a full recital?
Well, it's more tiring, like on your muscles, and you could really feel your arms getting tired. But it was actually really fun. Unfortunately, there was no one in the hall except for my teacher because of COVID, but it was really amazing to have all my friends and family watch online.
It was amazing to watch you perform. You really commanded that stage on that day, and it was incredible. You're so young, and your performance was so polished and at the same time so interactive, so connecting. And you gave phenomenal interview after that.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about your decision to immerse in the music study.
Yeah. Well, I started playing cello when I was 5. Both of my parents are musicians, so they wanted me to pick up a musical instrument as well, so I chose cello. And then about a year and a half ago, while we were in quarantine, I kind of had more time to practice and kind of choose what career path I was going to make. So I finally decided on music. I just love all genres of music. I'm always, I don't know, playing piano or cello or singing. So I thought I should do something I love.
That's very wise words, and I hope everyone hears that. I decided I should do something I really love. But I'm sure as a child of professional musicians, you're aware that musical career is not the easiest thing to figure out.
No, it's not. But I think with the right training and people behind you, it can work, yeah.
Mira, you're so wise, and I want to pick on what you just said, people behind you. So yes, the community is a fuel of a classical musician's career. But how do you envision your career? How do you envision the ideal yourself, ideally positioned 20 years from now?
I don't think I've really thought that far ahead. I mean, I really...
Okay, let's go 10.
Okay. Well, I want to go to a conservatory, and then I also love playing chamber music with it's just an amazing, like, social experience as well, and you can make some really great friends. So I would love to be an amazing string quartet or piano trio, and of course, solo as well, yeah.
So you want to focus on performing, or you want to do multiple things?
I think teaching is also something that I could do very in the far future, but yeah, I really love performing. So,
have you tried teaching? Have you taught anyone yet?
Not exactly. About a month ago, I kind of became like a TA in this Suzuki class for like 5-year-old cellists, which is really
that's
fun.
Challenging. 5-year-olds.
Yeah.
They don't listen to you, do they?
They have a lot of energy, but yeah, it's very fun.
So how did you decide to try that kind of teaching?
Well, I love little kids. They're so cute, and I started in the Suzuki program as well, so I thought it would be good to go back and help other kids, really enjoy music as well.
How interesting. What else have you done, since last year's competition and then laureate recital?
Well, in the summer, I attended the Heifetz Institute in Virginia, and this was a 6-week program, 2 weeks online and 4 weeks in person. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tell
us more about that experience.
So each week I got a different teacher, so I studied with 6 teachers. It's pretty amazing.
Be confusing? No?
I mean, I thought it would be, but it is really amazing to get different views and comments on my playing.
So what did you do if someone tells you one thing and then the next artist tells you the opposite? Doesn't that happen?
It does happen. I think usually if that does happen, you have to really convince the audience. So, like, what do I feel most comfortable with in really playing for an audience, I think, is how I finally choose.
But what's the path towards choosing? Let's say I tell you, well, this has to definitely go much slower and more grand. And then the next person comes and says, oh, no, you're overblowing it. This needs to be very intimate.
I think I usually play, especially at a camp or a festival, I play for my friends. There's a lot of performance opportunities, especially at Heifetz. So I could play different ways in different events.
So you experiment and then
Yes.
gain feedback from others
Yes.
and gauge how it feels to you, whether it feels like really your short or somebody else's, right?
Yes, exactly, yeah.
That's wonderful. What's your repertoire you're working on?
Right now I'm working on Tchaikovsky's Rococo variation.
That's a little easy piece, isn't it?
Yeah. And then Bach's Second Suite, and then Stravinsky's Suite Italienne.
Oh my gosh, Sweet Italian. It's one of my favorite.
Yeah.
It's one of the pieces where the piano part really matters.
It does, yeah.
And I like those for obvious reasons. Okay, Mira, is there something else you would like to share before we go to the next girl?
No, I just thank you so much for this opportunity.
We're not done. Don't look out. We're not done. We want to have all of us ladies at the end and have a little bit of an interactive discussion. So please stay on the backstage with us.
Thank you.
And and thank you for sharing this. We'll invite on stage our next presenter today, and that'll be fabulous pianist Maria Narodytska. Welcome, Maria. And again, thank you for taking time to share your news with us.
Thank you for inviting me.
So, I know you traveled a lot, but I don't want to put my words into your presentation. Let us know what's happened since last year.
I've done lots of on-stage work, I'd say. I've done some competitions, some of them were in person, which made me very happy, and I also played some concerts in summer, like for example one of the last was 8 concerts in Italy, but 2 were in spring and 6 were in summer. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, so you were able to tour and concertize and perform in person.
Yeah, I had this opportunity and I was very happy about that. I'm very grateful for it.
Oh, yeah, I'm so happy for you that you had the opportunity. How did you come by this opportunity? Do you seek, or people come to you and invite you? How does it work for you now?
Mostly through competitions. Sometimes it's like part of competition prize. For example, this Italian tour was a part of my competition prize at Mauro Paolo Monopoly competition, and sometimes it's also competitions, but it's not a prize. Just some people come and say, okay, I would like that you perform. Or sometimes there are festivals where you can apply. For example, I have played a concert in Trieste, it's also Italy, and I just applied for it. I filled out a supplementary form, I sent some videos, and I was invited.
That's fabulous. So you are basically managing your development of your career at the moment, right?
I try to.
So how do you feel about doing it yourself versus first looking for an agent?
Well, I'd say, before you have an agent, which not always happens tomorrow, you really have to do something yourself, because otherwise you won't have anything. It's basically like that, and I'd say that it's just a part of my professional activity, like not managing, but finding some opportunities, maybe communicating with organizers is just part of professional activity.
I'm so glad to hear that, because you're from a younger generation of musicians. When I grew up and when I was maybe a little bit younger than your age, I had all these biases about how the profession works, and my expectation was that there's got to be some magic agent out there who comes to me, takes me, and makes my career. And that's simply not true. It's not how it works. You're absolutely right. Before you can have an agent, you need to take care of yourself. And then you'll have better positioned yourself, and you will have better prospects of actually getting the agent who can get things done for you.
Yeah, right. You can show the agent something, that you've done something already.
That's right, and you're doing a lot, and you're really able to get concerts on the professional stages yourself without any agent. Have you tried to find an agent yet, or haven't done anything in that direction?
I haven't in particular. I was busy with what I had, most of these competitions, because there are a lot of possibilities, and as I'm growing a little bit older, I would like to use these possibilities to the maximum now. So yeah, I'll see what comes next.
That's right. And I saw that you winning prizes in many competitions you enter, if not all of them. Now, how do you choose your competitions?
There are some amount of factors. First of all, it's always important how much investment do I have to put in to, for example, to get to a competition. Because sometimes a competition is, I don't know, in South Africa, and it's just very far from me. There is also, of course, prizes matter. I mean, some prizes are very attractive. It's also important what repertoire the competition is about, because sometimes I have to learn some new things, and sometimes, for example, I see that the repertoire just don't fit, or on the contrary, it fits the best for what I have already. And yeah, basically, these factors matter.
You're so right about this, and I'm so glad you're sharing it in such a concise and clear way, because this is very valuable to all the people who are a little bit younger and just looking at building their own careers. You're ahead. You already have the experience. So you listed whether it's practical for you to get to the location of the competition, then the prizes, and then the repertoire. Did you list it in the order of what is most decisive factors, or just randomly?
Randomly, I guess. It's always some kind of balance between how much effort and sometimes how much money you put in, and for example, what prizes you can win. For example, if I see some concert opportunities as prizes, it's probably the most valuable for me, because it's some path that leads forward.
Exactly.
Yeah. Or recording opportunities, for example, it's also a very valuable asset, and I always try to go for such competitions if I have a possibility.
Wonderful. I also noticed that you have a fabulous website, and I want to get an opportunity to show at least some of the pages in there. I have a question for you. Did you hire someone to do the website for you, or did you do it yourself?
I did it myself.
Yes! So tell us a little bit about this website.
Yeah, okay. It's a pretty standard version of what a musician basically does. You can have two languages here. I mean, you can see it in English or in German, because I am located in Germany. CV, of course. You're seeing the CV now. There is also, agenda, what's coming next. For example, now you see some 2 nearest concerts, and I also have some information about what I did before, just for people to understand. And you are seeing basically what I did during some last year, I think, or some years. Yeah.
You've done a lot during past year or years. Look at all this information. So tell us more about these parts.
Yes, this is recording pages with some recordings of mine to have an impression of what I'm capable of. Yes, they are shown. Okay, some are on Spotify, so this is my albums. Some are my own compositions, and YouTube videos, of course.
Fantastic. And these pages?
And some photos, that's basically for agents or somebody who is going to organize a concert, or for example, some photos were taken for my album, for the cover, so it's practical for some people who are collaborating with.
Fantastic. So how did you come by let us see what this page is about, yes.
Yes, it's about piano lessons. I'm giving piano lessons, but mostly people come not from the website, but from some other sources. So,
But they still have a reference
yeah, and
point on your
contact phone,
website.
of course.
Fantastic. I love those pictures. Did you have someone do them for you professionally? How did you design
Yeah,
all of this?
Yes, it's a wonderful Ukrainian photograph. Artem Lachovich, he's also a pianist and an author and a very gifted person. I'm very grateful for that I had a chance to have photos made by him.
He made beautiful photos, and as a musician, he understands how to create that aura of an artist.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, please tell him that I personally really appreciate that work. I saw your photos, and I meant even in the past, I meant to ask you who does your studies for you, because these are fabulous for an artist.
Yeah, in any case.
Did it take you a lot of time to figure out how to create the website and manage it?
No, it was not that hard actually. It was some kind of service that allows you to create it from not from scratch, but from some kind of templates. You just take a template, you can adjust it, and you don't have to be a programmer or something like that to understand how it works. So it's actually very easy.
Maria, I want to ask you, what would you tell people who, there's a lot of musicians who will say, well, building a website really is not my profession. I need to focus on on being a musician.
Well, I'd say that a website is a necessity today. Maybe in some ages it won't. Some years, it won't be a necessity because now everything moves to social media, and it can be that in 5 or 10 years a social media page will replace the website. But for now, I find it necessary for everybody who would like to represent him or herself in the internet to have some kind of virtual portfolio.
So you don't regret spending time on building your own website as opposed to practicing another half an hour or an hour?
Well, I think it's worth it in any case.
I agree with you so much, but not everyone agrees with us girls. So I would like to hear how you would. I'm playing basically a devil's advocate when I'm asking you these questions. I completely agree with you, and I believe musicians are so much more capable than a lot of people think of themselves. It's self-limiting to say, "Well, I can only play piano." No, I can do lots of other things just as well. Look at your website. Look at you managing your own career. Look at you finding your own performance opportunities. You know what it takes, what it's like. If you, I hope you will find a really good agent for yourself. And I'm sure once you start connecting and communicating with potential agents, you will know a lot better how to choose the best agent for you because you've done some of that work yourself.
Yeah, it helps.
That's wonderful. Maria, is there something else you would like to share before we move on to the next girl and then regroup all of us here?
Not in particular. Maybe, for people who would like to have some more news on what I'm doing, we could show my social media page because website is great, but sometimes it's you forget to update it. I must.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
let's show Maria's Facebook page and ask everyone to please follow that page. And right there. Please copy it while you see it. It's a fabulous page. I saw it. It's got a lot of great information and writing and blog-like posts. Maria is a very, very effective and impressive communicator as a pianist and as an artist, as a person. And we would like to also show her playing. So let's see that clip. That's a fabulous recording. Now, was it a live performance or did you record this piece?
It was a pre-recorded. I recorded it for some competitions.
And that's a very beautiful venue too. Where did you record it?
Sorry, I didn't understand the questions.
That's a
Where?
very beautiful concert hall. Where did you record it?
It's in my high school for music and theater, Hamburg, where I'm studying on the postgraduate program at the moment.
That's very good space for a school. Wonderful. That's congratulations on a beautiful recording and beautiful performance of it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. We will invite the next girl, and please stay with us for the ending and wrapping up the program at the end. And I would like to invite now Alise Anna. Hi, Alise. So good to see you. I'm so glad you were able to make it to the program.
Yes, me too.
Alise, I would like to hear what is going on and what's up next for you. We haven't seen you in a long time, so we got to get our news.
Well, it has been quite a busy year the whole time. I am doing so many things live right now because Netherlands, where I study, I'm from Latvia, but I study in Netherlands. It is open and we can do a lot of things live. And I actually recently got into a student orchestra. I won an audition for the piccolo part.
Congratulations!
Thank
Wonderful.
you. Yeah. So we had already our first concert in October, and we will have other ones in December. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I have been just practicing for other auditions, like other student orchestras, because my main goal with my studying and my flute playing is more orchestras than solo, but anyways, I enjoy the occasional competition and a concert, of course.
And why do you like orchestra more than solo?
I don't know, but it's the feeling of having a solo in an orchestra setting rather than everyone just hearing you or seeing you. It's something different. It's something special. And
so you get the support of all those people around you. Is that what it is? Community.
Yeah, exactly. And also having the possibility to play with others and listen to them and learn from them. It's just a nice community feeling also.
I can totally see that. I also know that you actually have a huge solo project coming up very soon. Is that right?
Yes, it is right. As I said, I do like still to do solo things. And
well, let's show what that project is. We'll show the website, which is demonstrating and providing the information about it, and I'll let you speak about it.
Oh, that's me. Hello.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there was the website. Can we keep showing it and maybe scrolling down so Alise can explain step by step what she had to do for this project?
Yeah, so as you can see at the top, it's called 15 Minutes of Fame, and it is a prize that was awarded to me by the VOCE company, actually because of this competition, which I'm very, very happy about and very honored that they even presented this prize. And 15 Minutes of Fame means that there was a competition for composers that was meant to produce new music, which every piece should be 1 minute, and it should be dedicated to me. So I will.
Oh wow! Let's stop for a moment. So.
Yes.
This was a competition dedicated to you as an artist and competing people who were all these professional composers all around the world. Did I understand that right?
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Oh my goodness! And how did they learn about you?
I actually don't know that part because I was doing the whole moderation of the competition was done by Robert Voisey. He's one of the Vox Novus people and coordinator. And yeah, he just announce the concert also through the 15 Minutes of Fame um, series, because I'm not the only one. And so, yeah, I did my part of the competition, and then they needed to do theirs.
Okay, so let's backtrack a little bit. So there was a competition, and composers were submitting pieces which they wrote specifically for you to perform. Let's go back to that page and see what happens after that. Please walk us through the process.
So now you can see actually, oh, I don't know if that is the call for compositions, because there was a call and then they explain everything that is needed to be done. So the piece should be 1 minute long, not more. Less is okay, but not, of course, too short. It needs to be dedicated to a specific musician. In this case, it was to me, but to anyone else also. And yeah, and then the whole other thing is just to be creative and let your thoughts fly. And there were, I can tell you, there were so many different variations of what a person thought of can be flute solo music. There was strictly melodic, there was contemporary techniques, and I have chosen a program of variation of all. I could say.
How interesting. So how many pieces did you review?
In total, if I am not if I'm not wrong, it was about 60 or 80. Wait, which one was it? I think 60 pieces. It was a lot. It was a while ago. I was reviewing them over May, and yeah, it was a lot. I was quite overwhelmed with the amount, and apparently, according to Robert, there had never been that many before. I think now
Wow.
there are, but this was definitely very overwhelming. But
So
I was
you
also very
received
happy.
60 pieces which you reviewed, and what did you have to do? How do you narrow it down to 15?
Yeah, so it was a bit over 60. And what I did was look at the piece and listen to the recording if there was one, because I was presented with sheet music and a possible recording. So the recording usually gave me an idea of how it should sound or could sound according to Sibelius or someone playing it.
That's not a very good authority on how the pieces should sound.
But at least it gives me a harmonic idea of how it
Right.
sounds. Yeah. Otherwise, I played it through myself and saw what works, what doesn't, because there were some pieces that worked better than others. Also, I chose the pieces on a perspective of what I can actually play right now. I did take a challenge, of course, in some of the pieces, but I was also being perspective on the future and something I can't do yet, as I am only learning to become a professional. But yeah, it was quite fun and definitely a challenge for myself.
Fantastic. So now the program is complete, all put together. All the composers are notified that their pieces are going to be performed. And what's the date? When are you performing all of it?
So also on the website, you can see all of the composers, all of the pieces, and explained a little bit from their side. And the date of the concert is 26th of November in um, at 3 p.m. your time, or maybe now it's a bit different because of the time change. I don't want to lie, but the date is 26th of November. And if anyone is interested, then you can always find the information on voxnovels.com/ and my name, which is Alise Anna Alksne. Uh, and if anything, just Google Vox Novels and you should have at least some information about it.
Fantastic. So this is going to be a live performance, correct?
Yes, it's going to be just like the Sound Espressivo competition that was live broadcasted. And I will do all of the pieces with intermittence of them being explained a little bit, because music can be rushed in my perspective. Although it's 1 minute each, I don't think it should be 15 minutes, like just run through the program. And we will take it like 1 minute explanation, 1 minute, and Yeah.
Oh, that's fabulous because especially new written music, I would like to know a little bit more about it, and you know it in and out. So, are you the one doing the intermittent explanations?
We haven't discussed about that yet, but I think the host, Robert, or anyone else working with me on that, probably they will do it. Or maybe there will be some written or video file. I can't say that yet in the terms that I don't know yet.
So we
But
don't know the format yet, but we know
yeah,
there will be some explanation so people can have at least a little bit of the idea of what to expect from each next piece. That's wonderful, especially with the new music, because a lot of times the language of it is so new, so fresh, people are just not unprepared. And
yeah.
preparing them with your explanation is fantastic. Alice, I'm really, really happy for your project. This is a huge project and very unusual one. And I'm so happy that you raised to the occasion. You reviewed 60 plus pieces. You were able to choose what you want to perform as an artist at this stage, and you're very realistic and very honest and reasonable about how you approach this program. I applaud you. This is wonderful. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. I can say
If
that it will definitely be a variety of a little bit of contemporary, a little bit of melodic, a little bit of like Asian influence and other things. So definitely
fusion,
interesting to yeah, it's a confusion fusion.
confusion, fusion.
Fusion confusion.
Well, it's eclectic, but that's what music is and always was. And I'm so looking forward to that program. I'm definitely going to mark the calendar, and I want to everyone who's watching to please mark the calendar for the upcoming concert of
I
15
would be
minutes
very
of
happy
fame.
to see everyone there. Definitely.
Yes. Thank you, Alice, for this announcement. November 26th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if any time changes, we will make sure that we deliver that information to our audience. Alice, if there's something else you would like to say, if not, we would like to show a clip from your performance.
No, mostly I'm just happy that some parts of our world is returning to normal, and I hope that everyone on the other side of the screen is also feeling well and doing much better than we were, for example, last year.
Exactly. We're moving in the right direction. Please stay with us because we'll have everybody together afterwards. And let's hear a clip from Alice's performance from Sound Espressivo 2020 last year. Fabulous. This is a very interesting piece. Just tell us when it was performed or recorded. Was it a live performance or recording?
No, it was a recording meant for a competition that I did last semester. It was around April, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it is Edward Varèse's piece Density 21.5, which means it was written actually for a flutist to present their new flute. And 21.5 is the model and caliber of the silver. So why there are so many dynamic changes is because it just pushes the limits of the flute so that it shows the most range, the highest notes, the loudest dynamics, and also the softest things. And I hope that's what you also heard.
Oh, yes, that totally came through. That's wonderful. Thank you for bringing this piece and explaining it. I was wondering about this range in the piece, which was more than you kind of used to hearing from more standard flute repertoire. You're really seeking some new, interesting approaches to the flute. I can see how this 15 Minutes of Fame prize was really perfect for you. And you were perfect for it. That's a matter of match.
Yeah, I also feel that.
Wonderful. I'd like to bring back all the girls and young ladies to join me for a short part of a group, a little talk. Everyone is back here. Yes. So this is a very special show for me because I'm reintroducing and talking with the 4 young ladies who are phenomenal musicians, and I just feel so proud that we are able to connect and we were able to present you all in the competition last year and now. And I have a question for you. What would you tell an aspiring young musician, maybe a girl, would be the biggest challenge she needs to prepare so that they can also be successful as you are when they start to study music? So who would like to go first? Again, the challenge is, what do you think a young girl starting to study music needs to be prepared as a biggest challenge so that they don't get discouraged? Like, oh, I didn't know this was going to be so hard. If they know ahead of time, then they maybe can be better prepared to overcome the challenge. Maria, would you like to take the helm first?
Yeah, okay. So I think maybe it applies actually not only to pianists and not only to girls, but to many things in life. But the hardest thing and the most challenging challenge is to get up after you had some discouragement, some maybe failure or something like that, which is inevitable. But in any case, you have to get up, you have to try further, you have to put yourself together and to just keep trying, because success will come if you keep trying.
That's a fabulous advice. Who wants to go next? What do you think? Maria's was getting up from discouraging moments or disappointments. Who wants to go? Okay, Alice. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I can say that definitely listen to your body a lot when you don't feel too well. Actually, it goes for any musician at all, and especially new ones, because we are just taught to push, just go through everything in a kind of a rat circle, but like a hamster in a wheel. But I say that take a step back if your body says you to, and really listen to what you need to do now, what is the best for you now. And if it is to take a nap and not practice, do that. Of course, don't do it all the time, then you might need to rethink if this is really for you. But just listen to your body, and it will help also with feeling more comfortable when you do play.
So, to summarize, Alice's advice is to be in tune with yourself, and especially with your body. Be respectful of what your body's needs, so that you can be most effective when you have to apply your complicated technique to performances. Who's going next?
I could go.
Okay.
So I think it's very helpful to set a goal for yourself, whether that would be a competition or learning a new piece or just setting a goal for like how long you want to practice in the day. I think it's very good to find motivation because especially during this time, it's very hard being online and staying interested in practice and lessons and everything. So I think finding something related in your music that you're interested in and setting that goal is very helpful.
So what do you find challenging about setting goals?
I think it can be difficult because they're like, especially at this age, personally, I have a lot of homework and school, so it can be difficult to have time to practice sometimes, especially with tests. So yeah, I think it could be hard to set a practice goal. Yeah.
So you need more incremental goals.
Yes.
Not just, okay, I have an obligation to practice today. So set goals in perspective. Why am I practicing? What am I practicing towards? Did I understand you right?
Yes.
Yeah, that can be very challenging. Girls, you're all so wise. Every one of those challenges are my challenges, I have to admit. Setting proper goals, getting up from disappointments, that's so hard. And everything you said is applies, and being in tune with myself. Sometimes I neglect myself because I get excited, involved, or overcommitted. Jade, what do you think is the biggest challenge for a musician, which they need to be prepared?
I think the biggest challenge for musicians is stepping out of their comfort zone after you practice scales, and some people don't want to move on to the pieces, and they just keep practicing scales and they don't have any improvements. So maybe we suggest that after you practice scales, you practice trying to have some scales involved with it before getting started on it.
That's a fabulous angle too. Thank you, Jade, for bringing this up. Stepping outside our comfort zone, stepping outside our box and learning new things, even though what you already learned, you're doing so well. It's so easy and so tempting to fall back on that. Instead, learning more, learning new, moving forward. Girls, I'm so glad I asked you this question because right after this program, I'm going to write down the 4 things you said, because those are, no kidding, those are really important advices for me to keep in mind when I'm planning my own future. I do have future too, not only you. Okay, so with this, we're going to finish this program, and I would like to thank you so much for coming, for sharing yourselves as people, as artists, as musicians, as wonderful girls. That was a tremendous joy and honor to have you today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
so much.
And we'll keep following you. We'll keep inviting you back because we want to know how you move forward, how you progress. Please keep sharing with us what you do. And with that, I would like to thank our audience for watching this program, for staying with us. Please come back for more performances, more interviews, for upcoming events. Check our calendar, follow us on social platforms, check our website. And we also want to thank very much the History of Music Facebook channel for supporting our programming and for helping us reach more interested people who are looking for classical music content and for classical music programming. Thank you very much for supporting us. And last but not least, I would like to thank very much our crew, our wonderful producers and directors. And today we had Ante Božič-Kudryk and Fero Uspensky producing this show for us and helping us all along, making sure we all look and sound good. And for girls, that's important. Thank you guys very much for supporting us. And with that, we're going to say goodbye. See you soon again. Bye.
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 No matter where you are or who you are, music connects us all. We started with a dream, but now we are paving the future. Welcome to the Sound Espressivo Global Competition. Fully virtual, yet bringing musicians closer together than ever before, now on a global scale. True live, inclusivity, diversity, connection, community, an extraordinary array of judges. Get noticed by companies all over the world. Prizes, scholarships, performance opportunities. Apply to be a part of the most exciting congregation of artists like nothing you've ever seen before. We guarantee quality and leave no musician behind. We can't wait to hear you on the virtual stage.